we could chat about kind of what you've done so far and what you think your biggest challenges are and where you have questions, and really how I can help, I think the hardest part, because you haven't really started posting too much, right?
No, not yet. No.
Is it because it's not here yet, or is it because you feel uncomfortable, or?
I think it's because it's not here yet. So you kind of, I know what you said before about trying to get out there before it's here already. And it's a bit of that, and like unsure what kind of content to put on.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think I'd shared a few people with you, right? Like, just look at their pages to get.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's just starting to share about your health and fitness journey. So, talking about the workouts you're doing, talking about the things you're eating, you can, anything really positive that's going to inspire people, whether it's quotes or something that happened to you that you found inspirational, like those type of things. I definitely think it's more of the health and fitness though at this point, because you can't share really about the coaching opportunity yet. But I think it would be good to just for people to know, like, this is something that you're passionate about, and that you want to be doing. So it kind of just gets those feelers out there, so they start to think of you as that person.
Yeah.
Like, I know Eve, one of the pages that I said to take a look at, like, I think she says like Beachbody in the making or something like that, like Beachbody coach in the making, which I thought was kind of cute, and I like a cute idea, because it kind of just, again, shows people that this is something that you're interested in, that you're passionate about, that you want to be doing. So when it does become available here, then they think of you, Hi, Kelly. But I totally understand it being kind of difficult to just put yourself out there and kind of just jump in, and because you don't really share much on Facebook to begin with, right?
No, not my face. But I think that's a lot of it's because of my job. You've got to be careful what you post. They like having our professional standards, checking people's Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the thing, like, I can put the Beachbody stuff on there, but I'll have to, if coaching's coming out, I have to declare a business interest, and my job have to approve it for me to be able to do it. So I'll start putting some stuff on there, but I'm going to have to apply for them to approve me to have anything to do with Beachbody.
Yeah, I remember you saying that now, that you'd have to get it approved.
Which they should actually be on board with. If it's for health and fitness, you'd think that would be something that they'd want to promote. But I don't know, sometimes they just want to be awkward for the sake of it.
Even if it's not here yet, could you start having those conversations to kind of get a feel for how they feel about it, or?
Yeah, well, I think what I'm going to do is just send it through, because it takes ages for them to approve anything anyway, so I might as well just do it now.
Yeah.
And then probably do it anyway, even if they say no. What can they do? They can't actually do anything. So
what are the types of things that would alarm them if you were posting?
To be fair, it's not so much, like, obviously they don't want you posting anything dodgy, but people don't put racist stuff and all that kind of thing on there anyway. But with the business interest, they have to assess it and decide that there's no conflicts with the police or anything like that. And they want to know, the thing is, they want to know how much you think you're going to earn. And obviously, it's not something you can provide, is it? So they might think I'm just being difficult because I'll say I don't know.
Yeah.
But like I said, they should be on board with it. It's just whether they want to be or not.
Yeah. I mean, and you could kind of try to give a range. I mean, you really don't know how much money you'll, because it all depends on how much time you put into it and effort.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I mean, I'm happy to, like, if you have questions about it on kind of what they're saying and how I can help, definitely let me know. I know you said you'll do it regardless.
Yeah.
So bad.
I've never really tagged along with the rules anyway, so why change now?
Yeah. Hi, Kelly. How are you? think you're on mute. I can't hear you. Or maybe your volume's up. Elizabeth, have you started to make a list of people that you think would be interested? And
Yes, I've got a list of people I think would definitely be interested, then some like maybes, and then the people that probably won't be interested but would look anyway, and because they know me will try and get it out there even if they're not interested in it. So I've got a 3-page list. It'll be okay.
great. Do you feel like it will be natural for you to have those conversations, or do you think it's going to be difficult, like in order to kind of put yourself out there? I mean, because you love the programs, right? And you love, you know, everything that has to offer. So do you think you'll be able to talk about it? Because I think that's one of the hardest parts for people in the beginning.
I mean, I talk about it at work anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, like everyone knows I do the programs, because whenever someone else talks about it, they always go, "Oh yeah, Liz does those," because I always blather on about it. So they know I do it. And to be fair, with my job, I have to talk to all sorts. So I'm not really as phased by just talking to people about it.
Yeah.
So.
And didn't you say before that you were maybe going to try to kind of do something at work? Like when you talk to them about it, you were maybe going to try to create something?
I was trying to what, sorry?
To like talk to people about like doing the programs together or something at work or something. I thought maybe you said that.
I don't think that was me. That's an idea.
I don't know if there's like space to do that, because like I know in the States, like they'll have like at police stations, you know, they'll have like gyms, that type of thing. So I didn't know if there was like an area where you could get people on board.
Yeah, not at my police station. Doesn't have much, because it's one of the sort of in between ones, doesn't have much room, but the other ones all have gyms. So I could potentially do it at another one, but most of the people are like gym buddies. You know, they go and do weights. So I could probably get some of them to do it. Just annoy them into giving it a go.
Yeah, I think there needs to be more. I think it's really hard to get those people, like especially men that just love weights. And I mean, there are programs too. I think there needs to be more awareness of like hammer and like P90X, and that there are programs that incorporate weights that people can get excited about and use.
Well, I mean, look at Body Beast.
Yeah, Body Beast, exactly.
Yeah,
the perfect program for people that like lifting weights.
Yeah, I mean, there's quite a bit in hammer and chisel, isn't there? So, I mean, I didn't really do weights before, but I really like doing them in hammer and chisel. Yeah, I really got into them. So, yeah, I mean, potentially down the line, I could maybe ask a load of them if they wanted to go to like a Beachbody Live kind of thing.
Yeah,
there's like been a massive group that have done. Not Tough Mudder, there was another one, I've forgotten what it's called now, but a load of people went and did that.
Is it the Spartan race, or I don't know which ones they have here?
It's one up north. I can't remember what it's called now, but it was like Tough Mudder. They put a big police team through to do that, but it wasn't organised by work, it just happened to be a load of people that went and did it. So you can kind of get there's a big team ethics. If you can get people into doing it, then everyone will do it.
Yeah.
It's just convincing them to do it in the first place.
Kelly, I can unmute you. Hold on. Nope, that's not it. Unmute all. Kelly, now can I hear you? Can you try? I still can't. You could try typing. But yeah, I think anything trying to like, I know you already talk about it a lot, but like getting them involved now some way I think would be really beneficial. So like doing something like that, even if you did something that was non-related to Beachbody, like together, you know, because I think it's just kind of building that tribe and building that interest and that trust and like doing it together, you know?
Yeah.
What else? So how many people do you have on your list?
I can't get onto my spreadsheet because it's on my other laptop. I'm trying to think. I think I had around 20 something that I thought were definite, and then probably it went up. So there's like 20 something that were definite, and then 30 to 30 something maybes, and then the rest were all like, I don't know. So it's something to work with though, and obviously then a lot of my friends will sort of share my stuff anyway, so even if they're not interested in it, they'll still share it for me.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, absolutely. And we talked about a like page too before, so have you looked into that?
Yes, I've been doing that. I've not actually like published it yet, but I have been doing it because I had to get my other laptop broke, which is why I've got a new Mac now. But then trying to do everything on a Mac when you've never had one before is a nightmare. Oh my god. But I think over the next couple of days I should have it online, so Sam's been looking at it for me, so he's quite, he did like broadcasting and stuff, so he's good at like putting stuff together, so fingers crossed. And then the next, what month is it now? July. I think in August I'm getting some photos done to go on it, just so it looks a bit more polished.
Yeah, that's exciting.
I'll have something generic on it till then.
That's really exciting. I can't wait to see it. Just give me 1 second. I'm just gonna blow my nose. Sorry. So I've also been hearing little like rumors here and there too that how it's set up will be slightly different over here. So that would be interesting to figure out what that means. I don't know if they're talking about like Success Club or, I mean, obviously the finance part of it will be somewhat different because of British pounds. But so that's something that I'm trying to find more information on for you guys to understand what that is. I mean, I'm hoping they just announce it at Summit and we get all the information and you guys can get started. That's a plan. You know, that would make, I can't even imagine like how crazy like things will be when that happens. Like it's just gonna be so exciting.
I know, I'm so excited. Just, you know, like when you're waiting for something to happen, I'm just like, oh my god, can't wait.
It's gonna be like amazing push of people, you know, just jumping on board, and it's gonna be like such an amazing like amount of energy. You know what I mean? It's just gonna be so.
Yeah.
It's like people will just be floored and just over the moon with excitement. You know.
Yeah.
But either way, I mean, I'm definitely, like I said, gonna try to get as much information out of them when I'm there. So I'm excited about that. I'm always like crying. I'm like,
yeah, sorry, my dogs are all play fighting outside.
Aww.
Sorry, they're being naughty. Yeah, I'm really, really excited. So I'm hoping they do announce it at Summit, and if they don't, I think everyone will be really gutted. Like another year to wait.
Talking about it so much. And you've gone through my training, so you have all the documents that I've.
Yes.
Okay.
They're all saved on my Google Drive.
Okay, great. So you have like basically a folder ready in order to use them when you need them.
Yeah, the whole lot all ready to go. And I managed to get someone at work to swap with me so I can go to the Super Saturday thing in Birmingham. So I can go.
Oh, I'm so excited. So that's a perfect opportunity. So have you asked other people at work if they can go? Like if they want to go, maybe ones that aren't working?
Well, because my team are all working, I've had to get someone who's like a special constable, which is like a volunteer to come in and work for me so I can go. So there's no chance anyone else can go. But,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
How many people are on your team?
Not many. There's only like 6 people on my team. We used to have 17. That's how much the numbers have changed.
Okay.
So like we're really, really short staffed now.
Yeah.
So if there's one person off, like no one else can be off ever.
So did you also write down your goals, like so short-term and long-term goals? So like, what are you working towards to kind of like, you can make a dream board or a vision board too. I think I find them to be really helpful because just something like you can look at. I don't know if you have like an office space at all at your place, but I mean, just to put stuff up and to have stuff that you look at every day, it really does make a difference.
Yeah.
So I used to never do it. And then, my coach was like adamant about it. She's like, no, you have to like look at your goals. You have to write them down. And I was like, well, they're in my head. She's like, no. Honestly, when you look at them, they become more real for you and you really work towards them. So that's something
I'll do that.
And I mean, think about everything. Like, don't limit it, because I think one of the things in the beginning people have a hard time with is like they don't want to dream too big, and they just think, well, I'm not going to put that on there because it's not even possible. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like the thought of it, of them trying to work towards it and it not happening, like brings them down instead of inspires them and motivates them. So like my advice to everyone is like, dream big. Like, don't think like that. Like, believe that things are possible, because they really are. Like when I started coaching, like, I thought about moving abroad and doing all these amazing things. And I just was like, you know what? Like, why not? Like, why can't I do that? Like, and it happened because I believed that it could before it happened. You know what I mean? It was like I was working towards it, and I knew, because when you do that and you have that vision, then you kind of know, you can kind of set small goals as to what do I need to do in order to get there. So I knew I needed to make a certain amount of money. I knew I needed to quit my job and figure out my financial situation and how I was where was I gonna live, how I was gonna do that. So I think that's what really helps you to be successful, with having the vision in order to kind of get to where you want to be. So and then working towards it and believing that you can do it,
Yeah, well, I think like at work, loads of people want to leave because people don't, the job's very different even to when I joined now. Everyone wants to leave. People are really depressed, and there's a good team ethic on my team, but a lot of the other teams don't seem to like mesh very well or help each other out. And then you see the people who actually, because everyone's like, oh, I can't get another job, I can't do anything else, no one will want to hire me, blah, blah, blah. And then you see like one person goes out and does it, and you kind of see everyone go, oh, right, maybe I can do that. And I think it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
But you just got to really, if you don't try, you're not going to do anything, are you? So
absolutely. I mean, see, people are inspired by it because people feel, a lot of the time, majority of society feels stuck, right? They feel stuck in what they're doing. They're settling for a mediocre life and settling for the job that they have, even if they're miserable, because they think doing anything else or trying to make a big change in their life is too difficult, right? It's scary, especially if you have a family, you have these bills, you're just like, it's not possible. But with something like this, it is possible, because you don't have to quit your job to start it, right?
Yeah.
And then, you could if you wanted to, but you don't have to. So you can take it at your own pace. You can, you have control over the amount of money that you make, the amount of people that you help. And it's just such a positive community. It's like you realize, wow, and it starts to, this opportunity and kind of going through it and reading personal development and everything that comes with it, you start to believe more. You start to build your confidence in yourself and, get excited about the future and believe that things are possible. So, and that's why personal development is so important too. I don't know. I think you read personal development, right? You've gotten
yeah. In fact, I've got a couple of more books due to arrive today. Yay! Sorry, my hopes trying to.
Which ones are you getting?
Wait, something. I'm just looking at them. It was something that someone had posted. There were two that someone had posted on the group. the other day. Bear with me. I'll have a look. Sorry, this is my pug. She wants to be involved.
You're so cute.
Let me look.
You're like running in and outside.
Oh my god, they're driving me insane. They're so cute.
Like a little garden back there.
Yeah. They've been sunbathing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I've ordered the compound effect, and where's the other one? Something like, was it like Badass? You're Badass or something like that? Yeah.
I love those books so much. So they're both good for like, I mean, they're kind of similar messages, but different. Like, so the Compound Effect, I highly recommend reading first. It's the first book I ever read. And it just changed my life so much because it talks a lot about what we've been talking about, and kind of getting out of your own way and, not making excuses for, why you have the life that you have. And it's like, it is like, I have a coach reading it right now, and she's having a hard time with it because she's like, I'm starting to hate myself a bit, because it does kind of put things in perspective, and it does talk to you about the fact that everything that happens to you every day is because of the choices that you make every day. So when I started to look at life that way, because I was the type of person that always like blamed other people for my life not working out, and me not being happy or having the job I wanted. But it's like, no, like I have to take responsibility for that. So that's what the book talks about. But on the positive side, and really exciting, what like basically just like blew my mind was like, you have the ability to change it. And that's what it talks about. It talks about how you can make small changes in your life that end up becoming such big things, and how they positively kind of affect your life, and you can get to where you want to be. And it's just really good. I loved it. So I highly recommend reading that one. And You're a Badass is so good too, for confidence and, again, believing that things are possible and that you have the ability to do it. It's all about like your mindset and how you approach situations. So they're both really great. I think you'll love them.
Excellent. I also ordered one, and I know it wasn't one that someone had put on like your group, but my friend read it and she said it was like that she really enjoyed it. And it was called the 7 Spiritual Laws of Success or something like that.
Yeah, I haven't heard of that.
The Deepak Chopra one. Yeah, a practical guide to the fulfillment of your dreams. So it's like positive thinking, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I'll let you know.
Yeah. And if you love it, definitely post in the page so everyone else can read it. It sounds really great. I mean, your mindset it's so powerful, especially in this business, and how you approach life and how you look at situations and how you believe in yourself. I mean, I think that's one of the biggest things that why people struggle in this business, like, again, because of like the belief and confidence, and being okay sharing your story and understanding that it is inspiring, and, you can change lives through doing that. Because I think a lot of people think they're not inspiring, and, this is a struggle for people when they start as a coach, because they don't have this huge success story yet in order to tell. But what I always tell people is like, but you do have this inspiring, amazing story. I mean, everyone's story is different. We talked about our stories a little bit on the last call, and the things that people have overcome or what they're working towards. Like, your story, like if you end up leaving the police academy in order to do this, like, not academy, your job. And you can talk about that, and you can talk about how for you, it's like, what we talked about before, like you went into that profession because you thought it was going to be so positive, and you thought you were going to be able to help people and change lives, but, and you do, but there's this negative kind of thing attached to it, right? This negative feeling and how people are, and this energy that you don't want, which is why you started coaching, because you realized you could actually touch more lives, and it's such a positive atmosphere. I just think that's such a powerful story, already. And then when it comes to even making, an extra couple hundred, pounds a week or whatever it is that you're making, like that's inspiring for people. Like you don't have to be making, thousands and thousands of dollars to inspire people, because, I think what people need to realize in this business is that's great and that will inspire people, but sometimes it does turn people off too, because when you tell them you make this insane amount of money, some people don't believe it, you know?
Yeah.
It doesn't seem real at that point, but when you tell someone, oh, I'm not living paycheck to paycheck anymore. I'm able to, I don't know, buy like this garden set that I wanted, or take my family like to this place that I've been wanting to take them to. Like that, those are things that speak to people,
Yeah.
So it's like it's real things that people can relate to, and get excited about. So I think it's like, those type of things that I recommend like really sharing in the beginning, and just how this opportunity is changing your life just from a personal standpoint, and it's never too small, because like I said, like these things inspire people,
Yeah, definitely. I think, what are you doing? They're causing trouble outside.
Have you also like created like your target market, like so you can write down like your ideal person? So like, is it going to be like other people in like your type of work, or is it going to like, who do you feel like is going to be the person that you'll try to kind of brand yourself as,
See, this is part of the problem, I think, is that I don't really know like who my ideal person is. Obviously you want someone that's going to be interested in like changing something, but I don't really have an ideal person, if you know what I mean, because like people in my job, like I say, they're very cynical about doing that kind of thing, so they would look at it to help me, but I don't know. I don't even have like a specific. Obviously, it's easy to relate to people my age, maybe, but I suppose it doesn't mean I can't relate to someone else. I don't really have like a target market.
What are like your 5 passions? Because I think that's the easiest way to think about it. So like, what are the things that you love? Like, what are the things that will get you excited every day to post about? Like I post about like obviously working out and food, but traveling. Like traveling is something to me that I always wanted to do. It's a huge passion in my life. So
yeah. To be fair, travel's a big one for me as well. I've got like a massive list of all the places I want to go to, and Sam's the same, so that helps because we've both got like similar interests. I think it's tricky when you're
your dogs.
It's tricky when you're doing this job, just because like you don't do as much stuff as you want to do because you do shifts, so your interests kind of phase out because you don't have time to keep up with them. Like I used to teach martial arts before I joined this job, and then I had to stop because I couldn't keep doing it. And
so there's a post right there. I mean, that, oh my God, is that inspiring? Like talking about like you're the type of work you're in, like you kind of like lose like you're not even able to fulfill your passions at all, like, so like this job will be able to give you that, this opportunity will be able to allow you to do that.
Well, that, that's what I was thinking, what if I managed to like, even, I mean, the money thing's not a major thing for me, because I'd rather be happier and have less money. But then I thought, oh well, I can start like doing stuff that I like to used to do. Does that make sense? Used to like to do, that's the right way around. Because I'll have time to, I suppose, major time to do what you want to do. Yeah. And then you can figure out what you want again once you've got the opportunity to do it.
No, absolutely. That's such a good point. Like, and I think people underestimate the value of time and like what that means for you and your family, and like it's not, and you're right, it's not, this opportunity is not just about money, it's about time, it's about freedom of just being able to spend time with your family, or being able to travel the world and, kind of throw yourself into culture and meet people from all over. Because what I've realized is doing that and just like meeting new people and traveling, like in itself is personal development. Like it's changed me as a person, in so many positive ways. I just look at life differently, and it's such a good point. It's like day in and day out, whether you have a 9-to-5 job or you work shifts or whatever it is, it's like the weekends go by too fast. Time just flies by. And at the end of it, you're like, what did I do this year that made me happy, that like fulfilled my passions, that made me feel like, you know, I was doing something great in the world and I was making a difference. You know, so many people don't get to experience that. And I think it's such an important message for this opportunity, and that it can give you that. I mean, obviously the financial piece is great and that you can be very successful, but for me, it is so much more. It is that personal freedom and that ability to have that time to do what I want to do. You know? Because I realize the older you get, the quicker time goes by, honestly.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right, yeah.
It's like, I can't believe, I honestly feel like we just celebrated New Year's Eve. I don't know how it's already July.
Yeah, it does just spin past, doesn't it? And I think like working shifts as well, like 7 days is just gone. And I think, what did I do in that 7 days other than go to work, come home, go to sleep, go back to work? That is, I never do anything else. And it's the most uninspiring thing ever. So, and obviously a lot of the people we deal with don't seem to even have ambition. It's just, yeah.
That's a good point. Do you think some people don't have ambition, or do you think people don't allow themselves to because they just feel like this is it? I
think a lot of people think that they can't do it, so they don't.
Yeah.
Rather than thinking, right, I'm going to be the different one. I'm going to go out and do it anyway, and being held down by whatever their deal is.
Yeah. But, like, how sad is that, huh? I mean, it's like, I mean, the other piece of it I feel is like, I mean, like I said, people are scared of change and they just don't even know how to. They don't even know where to begin, you know?
Yeah. Well, you've got to adapt. The dog-eat-dog society, we have to adapt.
Oh, yeah. And honestly, what I've realized is change is so much more exciting than it is scary. Like, there's like this great quote that says, the only thing scarier than staying where you, the only thing scarier than trying something new is like staying where you are, something like that. And I just love that because I think it's such a good message, because new things and getting out of your comfort zone is scary, but it's even scarier to go through life never changing and never doing the things that you want to be doing, you know, and never taking the opportunity to dream big. And I mean, there's so much positive benefit. You know? I mean, this whole opportunity is giving me the confidence that I need to kind of do bigger things. Like, I have these huge dreams for myself of, you know, through this opportunity and beyond with, I mean, like, I want to be a public speaker and I want to go to seminars and I want to help people in small businesses grow their businesses. And like, you know, like Darren Hardy, like that's really like my big dream. And it's so out of my comfort zone. And I know I'm very far from it right now, but I mean, I can make it happen. Like, and that's the attitude you have to have. And I never would have had that attitude if it wasn't for this opportunity and it wasn't for personal development, because I didn't believe in myself and I didn't feel like I had the tools too in order to get to where I wanted to be. And I think that's a really valuable thing too, is that, you know, actually someone was asking me the other day, they said, you know, I'm really into health and fitness. Like, I've already taken this. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but the integrated no, what is it called? Institution of Nutrition or something. You can do like an online course or something.
Yeah.
So she's like, I've done that. Like, did I just branch out and do my own thing? Or like, what's the difference of doing that than doing it through Beachbody? And it was a good question. And I said, oh my God, like, you'd be crazy if you did it on your own though. Like, you could, but honestly, what comes with this opportunity, the community and the support from Beachbody corporate and everything, it's like, there's nothing like it, because running your own business is difficult. And I'm not going to like sugarcoat that at all. Like, this business is difficult in the beginning. I mean, it's always difficult. I mean, you have to give it all you got. You have to take the opportunity to learn. You have to want to grow personally. Like, there are several components that come into play. But you have me, you have a team, you have a support system, you have all of the advertising that Beachbody does every year in order to help us get the word out there. We have a whole online system of tools that they give us, whether it's, you know, kind of just like things about the programs that you can send to people. There's videos about how to be a coach and the things that, you need to be doing. Like just so much training and marketing material available to you. Like they give you challenge group guides to help you run challenge groups on Facebook in order to help people. There's just like this unlimited amount of resources, and there's going to be tough times in your business. And I personally feel like when you start your own business and you're alone, those tough times are 10 times greater because you don't feel like you have anyone. You don't feel like you have someone to bounce ideas off of or tell you that it's okay, tell you that you can do this. And that's what this opportunity brings. And that's why the community is so amazing, because, when you're feeling down on yourself or you feel like you're lacking as a leader, and I have these, sometimes I feel like I'm not being a good enough leader. Am I doing everything I need to do in order to help my team? And then I have someone who says, yeah, you are, or maybe you can be doing this differently. Like, you have those type of people to kind of bounce ideas off and to help you be successful. So that's why I just think Beachbody is so amazing, and the opportunity that it kind of gives to people, because I don't know. I mean, I can't imagine how different it would have been if I tried to do something this on my own. Before Beachbody, I actually was going to become a personal trainer, because I just always loved health and fitness, and I knew I wanted to do it, but I didn't know about Beachbody, and I was like, how am I going to do this and make it work? But I started working out with a personal trainer, and I realized it's like such a crap life. I mean, she'd still get paid, but she literally, like, people would schedule in her time, and sometimes she would have gaps, so she'd have like a few hours in between appointments, and she basically would work out. She was in amazing shape because, like, what do you do? Like, you can't really do much. Like, she's gonna have to be there in like a few hours, so it's like, basically your day is always up in the air. So anyway, so she would have an appointment, and then the person would blow her off, and they just wouldn't show up. And she still gets paid, but the point is, who wants to like live their life like that, waiting for people and then trying to inspire them and motivate them and help them, but they're not even helping themselves. And it just wasn't for me. I was like, I just can't do it. Like, this isn't what I want. I don't feel like I'll be really helping people like I want to. And that's what's amazing about Beachbody. It's because you really feel you have tools in order to change someone's life. And when it starts changing yours personally, you realize you gain even more belief and confidence in this, because you realize it's possible. You're like, oh my God, like, it's true. I mean, because everyone in the beginning has a little bit, some people a lot more than others, of self-doubt, or they think it's a scam and they don't really understand it, right? Like, I mean, although you guys want this, I'm sure there's a little part of you that's like, can this actually work? When it starts working for you, you're just like, oh my God, I have to share this with everyone because it's real. It's so real. This opportunity is such a gift. And I'm a firm believer that it can work for anyone and that you can be really successful. I think the only people that aren't successful is because they hold themselves back. It's not this opportunity. It's not that it's not possible. It's just because they don't jump in and they don't take full advantage of what is possible. So I want you guys all to know that. I want you to know that you can all do this. Like, I know for a fact you can, and I'm going to be here to support you and to give you the tools and the knowledge that you need, and, to help you to understand how this business will work for you. So I think that's one of the most important things too. I think, and that's why I was talking with you guys about, your goals and what are you working towards, and, what type of person are you? Like, how do you want to inspire people? What's your message? Because you can't do it for someone else, and you can't do it in a way that it's not like authentic to you, because that's not going to inspire people. And coaches go through these phases where they look at other top coaches and they compare themselves and they get down on themselves. And it's really a hard part of this business, because you just have to stay true to you. And when you do that, you realize that that's when things really get more exciting, because you really start genuinely inspiring people, and they start coming to you because they're like, oh my God, like, I connect with you, I can relate to you. I want to be a part of your positive journey because it's so inspiring. So, that's why, for me, I feel like this opportunity is such a gift because of what it's done for my life, and it's like, you want to share that message when it gets to that point, So I know you guys have like this excitement now because you love the programs and everything, but what I'm saying is it's going to shift and be even more amazing, like, once you can actually jump in and start working this business, and you're just going to be like blown away. And it's going to be easier to share, Elizabeth. Like, I know right now it's like, oh, I don't know what to share, but it will definitely be easier.
Yeah. Well, I think, like you said, the team ethic thing's a big one. I mean, even like doing my current job, you can't do it without a team. It's, you can't imagine going out there and doing it without someone to back you up. And it's kind of the same thing in a way.
Yeah.
And everyone's got they all want the same thing. I mean, obviously doing my job now, it's to go home at the end of the day. But yeah, you need your team behind you, don't you? So like when you said you're trying to do it individually is much more difficult. Yeah, there's a lot of other coaches out there, but the way I see it is you're all trying to achieve the same thing, and you help each other more than hindering each other. Yeah. So, because Sam, like, one of the first things he said was like, yeah, but surely there's, once it arrives in the UK, there's going to be so many other people that all jump on the bandwagon and want to do the same thing, so you're going to have a lot of competition. But I don't really see it that way. Because I think you're all trying to achieve the same thing, aren't you, at the end of the day? So you've got like I say, a team ethic rather than competition.
Absolutely. And it's so good that you understand that, because I think people are bitter, and I think people think negatively about other people. I think they don't think that exists, right? They don't think that positive community exists. And I wish people would more, because I think they'd get more excited about this opportunity in the community if they would just believe and trust and have faith in people, that there are good people in the world and that they do want to support you. Because I know for myself, like before Beachbody, like working in corporate America, like, so I'm in advertising and marketing, and it is a cutthroat industry. Like, people talk behind each other's backs. Like, people won't share information because, like, my first job, it was like, I don't want to help her too much because I don't want her to raise above me. It's like that mindset where it's like, they're trying to get a raise and get a promotion. So it's like, I don't want her to like get the promotion. It's like working against people instead of working with people. And that's what's so beautiful about this opportunity, because it's not like that. I mean, everyone can succeed, and, it doesn't matter if they're within our team or they're outside, who knows what team they are, but they're a coach. And if you reach out to them and, talk to them and say, oh my God, like, I loved your post, I can relate so much. Like, they're going to talk to you, and they're going to like be genuine and really nice. And it's just because, to your point, you're right. Like, it doesn't matter. It's just Beachbody as a whole is just this big team, and everyone is trying to help everyone to be successful. And it really is a beautiful thing. And I agree with you. I think it's going to come to the UK, and I think, yes, a lot of people are going to sign up immediately because they're excited, and the ones that know about it. But there's so many people here that there's still going to be a huge group of people who have no idea what Beachbody is. I mean, I talk to people all the time. There are a lot of people who don't know what it is. And those would be the people that you can start talking to and inspire and, bring them on board. And I mean, like I said before, and this is why I think it's so important, Elizabeth, start getting your message out there, and anyone on this call or in the page, to start posting now and to show people that this interests you. Because again, once they realize what this is, and once they start, because Beachbody will start pushing more advertising if they come here, and then they're going to associate you with Beachbody, and they're going to reach out to you. They're not going to reach out to someone else, because they've been seeing your posts and you've been inspiring them. So they're going to make that connection. And that's really important. And that's why I always tell people when they first start coaching to own it, and to really, focus on posting regularly and talking to people and putting yourself out there as much as possible, because you're branding yourself. You're showing people, hey, I believe in this, and I'm sticking with it. This is something I'm now doing, and I want you to be a part of my journey. And so people are going to remember you. They're going to have this connection to Beachbody with you. So they're going to reach out to you. They're going to go with whoever they feel inspired them and they can relate to in order to help them to get to where they want to be. So that's why it's so important to share parts of your journey. So like Elizabeth, your background, like the police, like, whatever else it is you've gone through in your life, like sharing those type of things, like that's how you're going to tie people in, because they're like, oh, she gets me. Like, she knows what I deal with on a daily basis. She understands what I've been through and the challenges that I've had to overcome. And they're going to want to work with you because of that reason. So it doesn't matter, you know, I mean, people say this about the US too. I mean, Beachbody has been around for now a while in the US, and people keep saying, oh, there's too many coaches, there's no people left to talk to and help. And I mean, I just think that's such a negative attitude, because it's like, come on guys, like the world is huge. There are a lot more people who need this. I mean, obesity has like the US has one of the highest obesity, can't even think right now, percentages, you know, of people. It's just like, we need to put ourselves out there. And if you don't ask someone else is going to ask them. And that's really such an important message. I love that, because it's so true. So it's not to say there's not more people. There's not to say there's not enough people to be talking to, but if you don't talk to them, someone else is going to. And that's just what it is. That's what it comes down to. So don't hold yourself back. It's not because there's not enough people. It's you having the attitude and the personality to just go after it and want to help people and want to talk to as many people as possible. I mean, I will be honest, like I've said it before, this is a numbers game. It's people. I mean, as much as I never think of this as sales, because I love this business so much and I believe that these are the best products out there and that this opportunity can change someone's life, it is sales. I mean, you need to be talking to people, and not everyone's going to want to jump on board, or they're not going to want to jump on board right away. And this is another good reason as to why to start talking to people. So I always tell people, the people that I'm helping now, that are buying programs from me now, are people most likely that I started talking to 3 months ago. That's just how this business works, because I would say probably 15% of people will buy immediately, you know, but it's probably because the people that buy immediately is probably because they've been seeing your posts, even though you're not talking to them. But I feel like that 3-month rule still exists. And then new people who you reach out and introduce this opportunity to, they're not going to purchase right away, because they're nervous, or they're going to say they don't have enough money, or, you know, they want to have more conversation with you about like, well, how is it going to help them, and how can you help them as their coach? They need to gain that trust in you and that trust in, you know, the journey and what the products can do for them. So it takes them a bit. So, you know, this is why it's so important to be consistent with your business too, and talking to people, because, you know, when people see lulls in their business, it's because they had a really good month. So like, yay, I helped so many people. And then they don't talk to anyone. And then the next couple months, they're like, well, why am I not helping anyone? I was like, well, what new people have you been talking to? And they're like, well, no one. And I was like, well, that's why. You have to make it consistent and always be having those conversations, because you never know when someone's going to commit. You never know. So, you know, and I always say you can never be talking to too many people. I mean, I've never heard someone say, well, I'd really only like to change a few lives this month. It's like, why? Like, why would you limit yourself? Why would you do that? So, I mean, just talk to as many people as possible. And, you know, fear of people denying it and saying no is a real thing too in this business. And it's something that holds people back. I'll be honest. It's never really affected me. Cause I just I don't know, it's weird. I had this attitude when I started this business that I'm like, I don't care. It's their loss, because I love these products so much and this opportunity. So I'm going to tell everyone about it. And if they say no, then I'm like, well,
Yeah,
that stinks for you, because this is amazing.
no problem, babe.
Yeah.
But some people get really
Okay.
stuck and taken back by people that say no. I knew this coach. I felt so bad for her. Like, she literally was so mentally stuck that and so scared that her inbox would be someone saying no, that she wouldn't even check her messages. Like, she literally had a fear of checking her Facebook messages because she didn't want to get denied again. And it like brought tears to my eyes, because I was like, that is so crazy that someone can have that mental block to the point that, you know, they can't even move forward because they're so scared of rejection. So obviously, like, I recommended a lot of personal development, and, you know, it's helping her, and she's kind of finding herself again. And, you know, and I think it's just that. I think it's having so much belief in yourself and what you're doing that it's okay. It doesn't matter. I mean, it matters because you obviously want to be helping all these people because you love these products. And like, that hurts me, because I'm like, when people say no to me that I know really need these products, that it could change their life. I mean, they have a lot of weight to lose, or, you know, I know they're living paycheck to paycheck and that this business opportunity could change their life. But what you need to know is like, you can't do it for them. You can't get someone to see the light if they're not there. And people do come around. So that's something, you know, too, is like, don't give up on people, but don't put that stress on yourself. Don't make yourself feel bad about it because they're not committing at that time, or they're not getting the results you'd want them to get at that time, because you can only do so much as a coach. You can only give people the tools and inspire them to make a positive change. But if they don't take that initiative and want it enough for themselves and do it, it's not your fault, you know. And that's something to keep in mind too when you're kind of getting started with this business and you're starting to talk to people, because you are going to get no's. You're going to get people that, you know, say no, or you're going to get people that start a program and say it's not working for me, and, you know, maybe they'll return it. You're going to get people who are drinking Shakeology and then they say they don't like it, which I think is crazy because I think the stuff is amazing. But drinking it right now.
I just have mine.
But yeah, I mean, it's just, these things exist, and this is just real life, right? I mean, not everyone is going to love it, but if you continue to talk to as many people as possible and you're sharing and you're doing what you can do to help them, it's still so positive, because you are going to get those people who, you know, love it as much as we do, and they're completely committed, and it is changing their life, and they're, you know, they're using it to the best of their ability. And it's just so amazing. Like, I'm like so excited for you guys when you get your first message where someone's like, oh my God, I've lost 20 pounds and I feel like so great. Or I finally have the confidence back to like take pictures with my children. Like, that's the one that killed, like, some of those like kill me, because it's like, they're so uncomfortable in their own skin that like, they don't even want to take family photos. Like, it's like those type of things. It's like changing someone's life is like the most amazing feeling. And that's why I love this business so much. It's like, you have that ability to do that. And it's such a rewarding and incredible feeling. It really is. And then, you know, being able to do that for yourself too, and to make these big, scary dreams like that you have come true. You know, being able to have like your passions and fulfilling them, and, you know, traveling the world or whatever it may be, building your dream home, which I'm still excited for someday. It's like being able to know that those things are possible is just so exciting. Like, it's so exciting. And that you have control over it. I think that's a major thing too. Like, especially with your job right now, Elizabeth, like, lack of control over your life is like, oh my God, it used to like, literally, that's what brought me to tears most of the time. Because I was like, I want to do these things, but I can't, because I'm like bogged down by this job, and like, I don't have the money. I'm living in debt. Like, I'm just like miserable because I feel like there's someone else like that has control over me, right? I mean, that's kind of why I think I was making excuses as to why I couldn't get to where I wanted to be. I was blaming it in other areas because I didn't think I had the power. But in reality, I did, but I wasn't taking that control. I wasn't taking that initiative. So, you know, think about that and switch your mindset to being like, actually, I do have control over my life. I can make this work. I can do other things that give me that personal and financial freedom. And, you know, this opportunity is that. So I can go on and on. I'm like such a talker. I'm so sorry.
Right. Okay. Well, I think with regards to approaching people, I have to talk to all sorts of people every day. So I've got pretty thick skin. So the fear of rejection thing is not as much. I don't know. I don't think it'll like you say, it's a disappointment. Don't get me wrong, but it's not going to like break my heart when someone's not interested. I just think, like you say, they're not ready for it, or yeah. But I'll try, but you can't force it on people, can you, at the end of the day? So I've got a thick skin, I'll be fine.
Yeah, and again, if these are, depending on who these people are, if they're people that you see often, so like you work with them, or from social media, like I said, you just keep posting, you just keep being you, and sharing it and being a product of the product. Like, you know, you're still going to come into work every day with a Shaco, and you're going to have maybe your 21 day fixed containers. And like, at some point, I bet you they will come around. You will inspire them to the point that they're like, okay, like she clearly was really into this. It's clearly an amazing thing. And maybe I should check it out. Cause it's happened to me. It's like, people are like, you know, so skeptical in the beginning, especially some of my close friends. They're like, oh my God, Heather, what are you doing? Like they would joke with me. They're like, have you been brainwashed by Beachbody? And I was like, well, kind of, but in a good way. But I just kept sharing, and I kept sharing, and they kept seeing how it was so positively changing my life. And finally they were like, fine, like, I'm going to give this a go. And it's like, people are just funny. Like, everyone just works at their own different level, you know, so it's own different pace. So it's just, you just gotta commit and be you. And, you know, I think it's really great you said that. And I think the more we talk, Elizabeth, I think your background, is really kind of perfect for this. Like you're saying, like, you understand, like, the team involvement, you know, you understand how much positive environment kind of can impact your life in such a great way. You know, you're not scared of rejection because you talk to, I mean, you deal with fear every day, right? Like, it's like crazy. Like, the types of things that you see every day and you go through and that you have to overcome is, you know, beyond what most people probably deal with, or they deal with things in a different way. So I think that's really positive. And, you know, that's a good thing for everyone. And I know I've been kind of using Elizabeth as like a example, but like, think about your life and what your background is and like how it can complement this business. Like, what are the things that are currently happening in your life that can kind of transform into Beachbody? Like, for me, like, yeah, I definitely had worked with teams in my life. You know, having a background in marketing and advertising helped from a social media standpoint, obviously, and like getting, like, knowing how to share a message and that type of thing. So kind of think about that. And I also always loved health and fitness, and people knew that. So I think that was positive for me too. And I think that's why it's important to start sharing now, like I discussed, because people know at that point, like, you're not just trying to sell them something. Like, they knew it was a passion of mine. It always had been. And it's fine if that wasn't for you. I'm not saying like it needed to be. But I think putting that passion out there, it will start inspiring people, and they'll start looking up to you as that person. So I think that's something to really think about. Think about, you know, what is my life like now, and what is my story, and how can it help me with this opportunity? Because again, being authentically you is so important in this business, and focusing on, you know, what you've been through and what you've overcome. I mean, write it down, like, what have I overcome in my life? You know, that was a struggle for me, and how did I feel? How did it make me feel? And because these are the type of things that you'll start posting about to inspire people. So, you know, start jotting those things down. Like, what do you want to post about? Like, what do you think will inspire people to kind of learn more or to join your journey? Like, you know, is there a program that, you know, got you the best results and got you in the best shape, you know, that, or got you to the goals that no other program had got you to? Do you have before and after pictures that you'll be able to share at some point? I mean, start thinking about those things too. Take photos of yourself. And I know everyone has a different comfort of this. You don't have to be in a sports bra. Like, everyone needs to know that. I mean, you can still be in normal clothes. You can be in a tank top, because when you get results, it's not all about physical too. Like, people can feel it. They can feel your energy. Like, you're happier, you're smiling. But I mean, even with clothes on, you can see if you've lost weight. So, you know, think about those things too. Like, I've even done a before and after, like, it was just my face, but even in my face, you could see just this huge change in the person that I was. I mean, I was heavier, but just also, like, just my happiness. It's so crazy, like, how through someone's eyes, you can kind of see what the pain they were going through, if that
Stop to wrap this up. Okay, sit down.
so think about those type of things too that you'll start sharing with people. So, like, write down, like, you know, like I said, your struggles, what you've overcome, what do I feel like was challenging in life, about your health and fitness journey, what program helped you, like, reach goals, and those type of things. I think that will be really helpful when, like Elizabeth, you were saying, I don't know what to post. So I think that will be really helpful.
Yeah, I think I'm writing everything down as you go, so because I don't remember everything. Yeah, I think, I've got my list now. I think the thing is, like I say, I'm not scared of the rejection thing. The people who are actually going to be the most cynical about it are the people I work with, ironically, because, like, everyone's so cynical in my job. So I know they're going to give me a lot of stick, but equally they know I'm not really bothered. So, yeah.
I mean, and that's such a difficult thing. It's like, how do you change their mindset? You know?
Yeah, it is but that's part of the reason I want to, like, phase out of doing what I'm doing, because you just absorb all this negativity and it can't be good for you.
Yeah.
So I'm like the happy one on the team. Happy one happy person.
And I think that says so much about you, Elizabeth, that like you can overcome that and you can fight through that, and you're still like this ray of sunshine. Because like I love your energy, so it's like that's really amazing that you're able to be that person, you know.
Yeah, I like when you said like the before and after thing, like the stuff you can see in a photo, but there's the stuff that you can't see, but it's just as true. I like that thing. I wrote that down.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I don't want to keep anyone too much longer, but it was so good to see you guys. I'm gonna definitely post a recording in the page for everyone, and reach out if you have questions about anything that I mentioned, or starting to post, and your fears that you have, or you don't know what to post, and those type of things. Before a few of you got on the call, we did talk about like pages a little bit too. So if someone doesn't know what a like page is, please reach out, because I think that's a really valuable tool in order to get that up and running as well. And I'll share mine in the page too, so people can get familiar with kind of what it is. But it was so good to see you guys, and so excited for Summit. And I'm going to come back with all this energy and information, and then we can jump on the call again and kind of talk through that. So but I hope everyone has a great weekend and week, and please follow my posts and like them and everything. And I'll be sharing as much as possible this week, and then we can do our next call.
Yay, have an amazing time for us.
Guys, bye.
You never know, we could be going to one next year.
Yay! Oh my God, I can't wait. I hope there's this huge announcement and I get to blow up the page with all of this.
Oh my God. Yay. Okay, great. I'm so excited. I'm excited already.
All right.
Okay.
Bye,
well, have an amazing time.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.